What's going on, everybody? It's been about 2 weeks since I've made an update video or made a video at all, so you know, but it's okay. You know, I was kind of busy during that time, so I haven't really had the opportunity to look at the stock market during that time, which means I didn't feel comfortable making a video about the stock market if I wasn't really looking at the stock market. You know what I mean? It's going to be nice to review all these things and put them all together. Obviously, I did say in the last video that when all these tech stocks that we were looking at were selling off to the point where it was, returning to the price control in the largest volume shelves of the 1 year, 1 day chart, that we should start to see things to cool off and, settle down a little bit. So it's going to be nice to take a look and see what actually happened. So without further ado, let's do just that. Starting off with NIO here again. Last time we talked about this, it would, reached this little low part right here, touching it and resurging and going up, and I said this was going to be an issue because of the volume shelf here, right? It's above where we're at, and all these people again that I said are down bad, and they are down bad. I said it's going to be tough to keep going higher because of everybody that's above it, so things are going to start to make it go lower, right? And that's what happened, right? So it hit this bottom, had that resurgence. That's when we made the video, and ever since then it's been slowly selling off, right? We made this mark here. It is ironically, or not ironically, but you know what I mean. It is at the same part or same spot that it was sitting at from the first initial tech sell-off. So this is obviously something that is going to be big for this week. So let's see what's going on with the other stocks. What do we got next? We got Virgin Galactic, SPCE. I always want to say SpaceX, but that is not the right company. Anyways, we see this oval. That's where we were looking at the last video. All right, so it hit this oval, and then same kind of thing. It had a little bit of signs of life, and then what happened? It's just steadily sold off again, and not necessarily hitting the same price as this low part right here, but in the same rhythm or rhyme, if you will. So we mark that up as well. This is another thing that you want to keep an eye on, that we do not want to open lower or go lower this week, right? So, I mean, we're 2 for 2, looking kind of similar, doing the same things that we said was going to happen, settle down and cool off. So let's look at the next stock. We got Spotify, right? The oval is where we're looking at before. It touched, and it was at the largest volume shelf of the 1 year, 1 day, the price control of the 1 year, 1 day, and we even made a line of our own, and because of all this nonsense that's going on right here, right? It just cut it right through, and that's where it decided to sit at. And what happened after the oval? It decided to go up a little bit, and then what? People are above here. All these people are like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna sell a little bit, So if somebody decides, I'm just gonna, cut my losses here at what's going on, that's only gonna send the stock further and further to the downside. Which, if it goes further than this line and this price control, and then we see this price or this volume pocket, it's not looking good. And you really wouldn't know where it's gonna end up. You see this little skip in the line right here, and this little skip in the line. So maybe it will. If it breaks this support, maybe that's where it's gonna go. If it does break it, obviously, if you haven't had a position with Spotify already, it might be a good time to start thinking of getting a position with Spotify. And obviously, if you have a position with Spotify, it might be a good time, to lower your average cost. And then moving on to Tesla, kind of the same thing, right? We have this line here, had the oval, did the same thing. It's the same thing every time. And they're all moving very similar. So the main thing of this video, the main purpose of this video, is that this next week is very important, I'd say. And not only that, because we do have one more Teladoc, right? This one doesn't line up exactly, and it's not moving exact, but as you can see, it did have that oval. It did have that lowest of the low from the tech drop. It moved up, and something has happened where investors are deciding that we may have overhyped the price of the stock a little bit. Where was I going with all this? For this next week that I'd like to see, I don't want to see it go higher. I don't want to see it go lower. I would really rather have it to stay flat. If it could stay like for Neo, if it can stay just above this line, that would mean a whole lot more to me than it, you know, exploding off of it one more time. If it can form somewhat of a support right there, and that goes for all of the stocks that we're moving this, you know, pretty much the same, like Spotify, not Spotty, right? If it can form and stay above this line, you know, just keep in mind they're kind of more angled down. It's not looking as bright for them, but you got Virgin Galactic. If it can stay above that line and kind of form, you know, a nice angle going upwards again, but stay flat, you know, for the next week, it'd make me feel a whole lot better investing at this part than if it decided to shoot up and hang out. Oh, maybe like where this is, you know, gapping at. It's just personal preference, and that's how I see things, and that's kind of how I roll when I'm deciding, hey, maybe it is a good time. Other than that, guys, man, I really don't feel like we need to cover any more stocks right now. Obviously, in future updates, we will eventually cover different stocks. The only thing I can really think of is, you know, Bitcoin. It's at 55,000 right now. Interesting stuff. But other than that, guys, if you did enjoy this video, did enjoy this update, if you do want to see future updates of future stocks, please leave those stocks in the comment section below, and you know, we will start adding more and more different stocks to this and giving my opinion on those. Obviously, if you do end up, you know, thinking about investing in any of these things, make sure to contact your licensed financial advisor. Otherwise, you'll just be silly. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.